What up, what up, what up? It's Ray V. Let's get it. Call me a lover boy, simp, Libra. It's more than love sick. I got a fever. Feelings overloading. Not to be a diva. Standing 10 toes down. I'm not gonna leave you. Sad boy quote of the day. Found out that the deepest wounds aren't from swords. The hands that were once held is where the real blood is poured. Y'all know what time it is? It's time to decipher that thing. Alright, I had to do a short one today because this vid finna be a little longer than usual. And you know, a lot of yapping's gonna be in this already. Y'all see the title already, so let's just hop in and split this thing up. Pretty straightforward. You know, found out that the deepest wounds aren't from swords. You'd think that the real pain, the deepest pain that you ever feel, would be something that pierces right through you, rips through you. You know. But no, it's not. It's not physical. It's not from actual objects. You know, you are ripped apart, but not from the outside, from the inside out. The deepest wound does not come from a sword because, last line, the hands that were once held is where the real blood is poured. Not physically, of course. You know, I feel like I got to throw a disclaimer out there just in case, you know, liabilities. But when people, you know, say backstabbed or ripped your heart out, you know, I guess this would probably be one of the closest ways, you know, to be able to describe it in words, as much as it actually feels. The feelings of heartbreak, of brokenness, of emptiness, you know, that follows after love, you know, the grief, the hands that were once held, the ones closest to you, you are the, you know, they are the ones that you give the ability, the opening to hurt you the most, and you expose yourself, you know, expose your weak spots to them, you show them where you're vulnerable because you trust them to not hurt but protect, and yet the blood stays pouring. Alright, the F ain't for fields, it's for fantasies. So let's get into our deepest fantasies, baby. Comment section, MVMT ask, you ever notice how SQOTD and sad quote of the day are both 5 syllables? Well, he wrote, first of all, MVMT, you wrote sad quote, sad boy quote. So I guess technically sad quote of the day is 5 syllables, but sad boy quote of the day, that would be 6 syllables. So I guess technically your comment is correct. I was getting ready to rip you until I actually read it out loud, but you get away with this one, buddy. You get away with this one. Alright, but today we are going to continue with our Superflex Rookie Dynasty Draft picks with the 407 to 412 today. We're also going to quickly glance over the some honorable mentions that I feel like, you know, you should know their names as well before the NFL Draft. Last year's rookies by ADPs were as followed: 407 to 412, Terrence Ferguson, Tyler Shuck, Shador, Neal, Jalen Lane, and ETN. I'd say that's 1 out of 6, and kind of just barely Shuck, you know, just because he gets unleashed this year, but he could be something. I do like him. You know, maybe Shador, but you know, I wouldn't really count him as a W right now. And Terrence Ferguson, you know, still behind Higbee, would not count him as a W. Undrafted guys, because we're gonna go over honorable mentions: KLS, Gadskin, Chisholm, Jordan James, Dylan Gabriel, Gunnar Helm, DK, Will Howard, Riley Leonard, LaQuint Allen. All these guys either did something last year or have a good chance of having a role this year. Had value at any time, you know, within the last year or this coming season. So, you know, diamonds in the roughs, and those guys weren't even drafted. So let's start it with the 407, Michael Trigg, tight end out of Baylor. 50 receptions, 694 yards, 6 touchdowns last season. Trigg is a smooth mover for his size, can stretch seams vertically, and is a more receiver-like than an inline tight end. His true athletic upside means he's the type of tight end that can generate chunk plays, not just short catches. He can win against slower coverage defenders and is comfortable working intermediate zones. His separation in space against linebackers gives him a path to designed passing game usage. He can adjust to off-target throws and has strong ability in contested catch situations. Not elite, but you know, it's workable. His catch radius and ball skills help him survive imperfect QB play. He can line up inline, slot, and as a detached tight end. His versatility and alignment means he should be valued in NFL offenses. He has not consistently dominated target share and has spiky usage history. His inconsistent production profile is a major red flag for tight ends, as he is currently an athletic tight end who hasn't become a focal point at any point in his career yet. He is not reliable as an inline blocker and may be limited to passing downs only. His blocking limitations can cap him at 40 to 60% snap share early in his career. He will most likely be a day 3 tight end, and they have to have damn near perfect landing spots to truly matter in fantasy. His ceiling would be a low end tight end 1, high end tight end 2 as a passing down specialist and an occasional vertical seam target. His floor would be a tight end 3 or practice squad player. I would target him here if you want a tight end upside swing, or are okay with stashing a tight end flyer, or valuable athletic breakout bet or value athletic breakout bets. I would pivot from him here if you want reliable tight end production or already have stable tight end depth. Trigg is a high variance athletic tight end whose fantasy outcome depends entirely on whether an NFL team commits to using him as a receiving weapon. For away, we got Eric McAlister, wide receiver TCU, 70 receptions, 1,190 yards, 10 touchdowns last season. He's a tall, lean, outside wide receiver build that can win at the boundary in contested catch situations, which gives an offense a true vertical target. NFL teams tend to take bets on prototypical receiver frames in hopes of true development. He threatens vertically more than horizontally and can stack defenders when timing is right. His vertical separation ability gives him a big play wide receiver archetype, fewer catches but higher impact per catch. He tracks deep balls well and is comfortable in contested catch situations. He has strong ball skills in the air, which give him a path to red zone usage and explosive spike weeks. His breakout came later than typical elite wide receivers, and he has shown growth in role and usage over time. His late development trajectory means he can still hit with his athletic traits if the opportunity aligns. He can struggle against physical press corners and wins more on timing and size rather than clean route wins. His inconsistent separation versus man coverage could limit target consistency at the NFL level. He is more linear than nuanced and is not a full route technician yet. His route tree is still developing, so he may just stay as a vertical deep threat role player. His target volatility risk suggests he will have boom bust weekly usage and may not have a high volume PPR floor. His ceiling would be a high end wide receiver 2 in an offense that pushes vertical passing and would have 800 plus yards if his role expands. His floor would be a wide receiver 4 or rotational deep threat. I would target him here if you want a wide receiver upside swing, believe in vertical X receivers, or are wanting to play the market and sell high after a good game. I would pivot from him here if you want high target floor wide receivers, prefer route technicians or slot volumes, or avoid vertical only profiles. McAlister is a prototype boundary wide receiver with legitimate NFL X receiver traits, whose fantasy value hinges on whether he earns consistent outside snaps and red zone usage. At 409, we got Kevin Coleman Jr., wide receiver Missouri, 66 receptions, 732 yards, 1 touchdown. He also had 9 carries for 76 yards last season. Coleman is explosive off the line, creates instant separation on slants, hitches, and quick outs, and is dangerous on manufactured touches. His elite short area quickness is great for PPR leagues. Separation will earn targets. He finds soft spots consistently and has good spatial awareness between linebackers and safeties. His natural feel for zone coverage means he can be reliable underneath volume. He can earn reliable underneath volume. He catches cleanly in space and is comfortable with quick timing routes. His reliable hands and rhythm help him stay efficient on high volume target weeks. He is not power based, but slippery after the catch and can turn quick touches into chunk gains. His yak ability in open space means he is a scheme fit for modern quick game offenses. He has a smaller frame, around 180 pounds, and can struggle versus physical press corners. His size limitations means he may never be a full-time outside wide receiver, and his role is likely slot dependent. He's not a jump ball wide receiver and struggles when the separation isn't clean. His limited contested catch ability means he needs to be open to win. He needs open targets to win. He's not a vertical X receiver and is more of a horizontal, short, intermediate focused receiver. His deep threat limitations caps his touchdown upside a bit. His fantasy value is heavily tied to scheme, slot role, and QB quick game preference. His ceiling is a high volume slot wide receiver 2 with 70 plus receptions type season. His floor would be a wide receiver 4 or a rotational gadget slot. I would target him here if you want a PPR wide receiver depth with the weekly flex upside, or value target earning slot wide receivers. I would pivot from him here if you want high ceiling outside wide receivers, avoid undersized receivers, or prioritize touchdown upside over reception volume. Coleman is a separation-based slot wide receiver with legitimate PPR upside, whose fantasy value depends heavily on landing spot and target volume rather than physical dominance. At 410, I got Jaydn Ott, running back, Oklahoma. He had 21 carries for 68 yards last season, but in 2024 he had 116 carries, 385 yards, 4 touchdowns, 24 receptions, 222 yards, 1 touchdown. 2023 he had 245 carries, 1,305 yards, 12 touchdowns, and 26 receptions, 196 yards, 2 touchdowns. 2022, he had 170 carries, 897 yards, 8 touchdowns, 46 receptions for 321 yards and 3 touchdowns. I had to say all that because in 2025 he was at Oklahoma and he battled a shoulder injury that partially kept him out of fall camp. His lingering shoulder injury, lack of confidence in his health, and high competition led to his 2025 struggles. In 2024, he was at Cal, and he suffered a high ankle sprain in the season opener, played through it the rest of the season. He was never 100% healthy and only missed 2 games. He ended up playing through a grade 3 high ankle sprain and a grade 1 knee sprain, so he began playing limited roles throughout the season in that 2024 season. But as you can see in 2023, 2022, he was getting a lot more carries, a lot more receptions. So that's why I decided to include that there. Ott can run between tackles, catches passes naturally, and can line up in space and function as a weapon. He has a true 3-level running back skill set, a valuable running back archetype that says he doesn't need to come off the field. He has sudden burst through holes, can hit a second level quickly, and has legitimate breakaway potential when lanes open. His explosiveness and acceleration means that he doesn't rely on volume. He can create chunk plays. He reads blocks well, is patient but decisive through gaps, and has good cut timing. His advanced vision is what allows running backs to survive the NFL running back chaos. He has natural hands, is comfortable in space, and can run real routes. His legit receiving upside will give him a running back 1 fantasy upside if he can land a starting role. He is compact, but he has a strong build as he absorbs contact, keeps balance through traffic, and finishes runs consistently. He has had usage and health management questions at times. His durability and workload management concerns is the biggest swing factor for him as a long-term value. He occasionally waits for lanes too long and can miss backside cut opportunities. He can press runs at times, which translates to slight efficiency inconsistency versus elite NFL defenses. He is fast but not a track level burner. He does not have elite pure long speed, meaning big plays will come from vision and burst, not purely from outrunning defenses. He will be landing spot dependent like most running backs in these situations, and his situation will matter heavily on offensive line quality, coaching, and target competition. His ceiling would be a workhorse running back 1, 18 to 25 touches a game, and have high PPR and touchdown upside. His floor would be a running back 2 flex in a committee due to usage or durability limits. I would target him here if you want to take a chance at an anchor running back with upside, value receiving running backs, or just want to take a running back dart here at the end of the 4th. I would pivot from him here if you only want wide receiver or quarterback dart throws. Avoid running backs with injury volatility, or prefer purely safe assets. Ott is a high-end 3-down running back prospect with legitimate running back 1 fantasy upside if he hits a featured role in the NFL. At 411, I got Eli Heidenreich, running back Navy. He had 77 carries, 499 yards, 3 touchdowns, 51 receptions for 941 yards, 6 touchdowns. In 2024, he added 39 receptions for 671 yards and 6 touchdowns. And in 2023, he added 19 receptions for 382 yards and 4 touchdowns. I threw in those extra stats there from the previous 3 years in order to highlight his receiving profile. Heidenreich is versatile, has explosiveness and burst, and has vision and toughness, and has ball tracking and downfield ability. His limited elusiveness and he has limited elusiveness and is not truly elite athletically. His ceiling would be a hybrid weapon or mismatch piece as a running back too. His floor would be a practice squad player or positionless tweener who never truly earns a role. He's worth a dart throw here because he was announced as a running back by the NFL I believe earlier this week or last week, and he was invited to days 2 and day 3 of the NFL draft. This might signal that he is already on the minds of numerous teams who have a role or play design ready for him already. So I would take a dart here. His name's been popping up, and I've seen him pushed up draft boards. So, hey, he's at 4'11". This is a pretty good dart throw right here with all the hype on him. At 4'12", I got Jam Miller, running back, Alabama. 130 carries, 504 yards, 3 touchdowns, 19 receptions, 109 yards last season. Miller runs with aggression and contact balance, is built to handle inside zone and gap schemes, and finishes runs consistently. He looks like a real NFL rotational back, not just a finesse-only college running back. He does not have elite long speed, but accelerates well downhill and can convert blocked runs into solid gains. His decent burst through contact lanes means he has a good efficiency running back trait rather than an explosive creator. He rarely dances in the backfield and follows blocking structures well. His north-south discipline means coaches will trust him in early down and clock management situations. He is a willing blocker and shows effort in protection assignments. His functional pass protection traits is what keeps running backs on the field on passing downs. He is not a natural pass catcher yet, and it will likely limit his third down usage early. His limited receiving upside severely caps PPR upside and his snap count unless it improves. He is not a home run hitter and rarely breaks long runs on his own. His average explosiveness means his fantasy production will be volume dependent. He was in an Alabama running back room that was rotation heavy. His committee risk is high because he has never had a guaranteed featured role. His ceiling would be a running back 1B in rotation with 8 plus touches per game as a touchdown dependent flex running back. His floor would be a running back 4 or an active depth piece. I would target him here if you want a running back dart at the end of the 4th, or you're betting on injury or role chaos. I would pivot from him here if you want a PPR friendly running back. Prioritize upside over role betting, or already have running back depth. Miller is a physical early down committee running back whose fantasy value is touchdown and opportunity dependent, with limited receiving upside limiting long-term ceiling. Now I'm just going to add honorable mentions here, guys who may even push their way into the 4 rounds of a rookie draft if they get a good enough landing spot or draft capital. So first here we got Deion Burks, wide receiver, Oklahoma, 57 receptions, 620 yards, 4 touchdowns. Burks has elite short area speed, is a natural separator versus zone coverage, has yak ability in space, and is a vertical slot threat. He has size limitations, is limited in his contested catch ability, and will be dependent on his landing spot. His ceiling would be a high volume slot wide receiver 2 with 70 plus catches a season if his role expands. His floor would be a rotational gadget wide receiver or wide receiver 4. I would target him here if you want a wide receiver upside swing or value slot PPR production. I would pivot from him here if you want an outside wide receiver alpha profile, avoid undersized receivers, or prefer stable target earners. Next we got Desmond Reed, running back, Pittsburgh, 60 carries, 278 yards, 2 touchdowns, 23 receptions, 317 yards, 2 touchdowns last season. And in 2024 he had 184 carries, 966 yards, 5 touchdowns, 52 receptions, 579 yards, and 4 touchdowns. So he suffered a lower body, leg, and ankle injury in week 3 last season. Missed the next 2 games, left the game against NC State in November, and missed the following week. Injured again against Notre Dame, and missed the following week after that. And despite all that missed time, he still earned a first-team All-ACC recognition. He is explosive in space, has legit receiving ability, has vision in space, and has change of pace versatility. He does have size limitations, limited between the tackle's power, and will be committee dependent. His ceiling would be a running back 2 with 40 plus receptions as a weekly flex starter with spike weeks. His floor would be a running back 4, rotational depth running back, or just a special teamer. He is a decent dart here, hoping he can put his injuries behind him and go back to what he already shown, like the stats show in 2024. Next, I have Rasul Faison, running back, South Carolina, 96 carries, 470 yards, 3 touchdowns, 19 receptions, 118 yards. But in 2024, he had 198 carries, 1,109 yards, 8 touchdowns, 22 receptions for 99 yards. Faison has some burst and straight line runs, is functional with contact balance, and has basic assignment discipline. He has a limited receiving profile the last 2 years, has no elite athletic trait, and will have to work his way up a depth chart. His ceiling would be a running back 3, thriving on injury scenarios with 5 to 8 touches a game. His floor would be never making an NFL roster. He's worth a dart throw here in hopes that he would go back to the rushing usage he had previous to this year and clear a path of production this way. Next, I got Robert Henry Jr., running back, UTSA. 151 carries, 1,045 yards, 9 touchdowns, 18 receptions, 114 yards, and 2 touchdowns last season. Henry is a compact physical runner, has some decent burst through design gaps, has north-south discipline, and it has special team value. He has a limited athletic upside, a minimal receiving profile, a small role projection, and low draft capital signal. His ceiling would be a running back 3 in a committee with short yardage rotational snaps, and probably having around 4 to 8 touches in injury scenarios. His floor would be never making an NFL roster long term. I would pick him here if you want a running back dart throw or stashing injury lottery tickets. I would pivot from him here if you want a running back with receiving upside or value NFL draft capital signals. Next, I have Taylon Green, quarterback, Arkansas, 198 for 326, 60.7 completion percentage, 2,714 passing yards, 19 touchdowns for 11 interceptions. He also added 139 carries, 777 yards, and 8 touchdowns. Green is a 6'6 dual threat developmental QB and has rushing upside as a passer. He has an elite QB rushing profile, massive frame and athletic build, functional play extension ability, and flashes passing traits like deep shots, throws on the run, and drive ball downfield when in rhythm. He has passing consistency issues, has poor processing speed under pressure, has mechanical inconsistency, and is at risk of being labeled a runner-first quarterback. His ceiling would be a QB1 if he can get a starting job with strong rushing upside and improved passing efficiency. His floor would be a backup QB, gadget player in packages, or a short-lived starter. I would target him here if you want QB ceiling swings in superflex leagues, prioritize rushing quarterbacks, or stashing upside quarterbacks. I would pivot from him here if you want a stable NFL passer, avoid developmental quarterbacks, or already have multiple quarterback options. Oscar Delp, tight end, Georgia, 20 receptions, 261 yards, 1 touchdown. Delp has a high-level inline blocking ability, is scheme reliable, and has solid hands in short and intermediate areas, and has a physical build for contested catches. He has limited separation ability, is not a vertical mismatch tight end, has a low target projection profile, and might just matter more to the actual NFL, than fantasy. His ceiling would be a starting or rotational inline tight end with 20 to 40 targets a season and a heavy blocking snap share. His floor would be a blocking tight end 2 and have minimal receiving usage. I would target him here if you want a dart throw at a tight end who should definitely be on the field often for actual snaps. I'd pivot from him here if you want to prioritize receiving production or would rather dart throw a different position. Tanner Koisel, tight end, Houston, 74 receptions, 727 yards, and 6 touchdowns. Koisel has a massive frame and catch radius, has strong hands, a production profile as a receiving tight end, and has functional feel in zones. He has a limited elite athletic separation, a modest speed ceiling, a non-impressive level of competition, and is still developing his blocking skills. His ceiling would be a high-end tight end 2 who becomes a primary receiving tight end with 60 to 80 targets a season. His floor would be a tight end 3 or situational red zone player. I would target him here if you prioritize target-earning tight end profiles or want to stash a tight end flyer. I would pivot from him here if you prefer safe blockers who are guaranteed snaps or at tight end or don't want scheme-dependent players. Next guy is Kalen Black, running back, Indiana. 186 carries, 1,040 yards, 10 touchdowns, 4 receptions for 36 yards. Black has explosive flashes in space, decent vision in zone concepts, a compact build and contact balance, and a potential special teams contributor. He has an inconsistent production profile, limited receiving profile, is average in the long speed, and will have a late day 3 or undrafted free agency running back problem. His ceiling would be a running back 3 in a committee due to injuries ahead of him and could have a 6 to 8 touches a game. His floor would be just never making an NFL roster long term. I would target him here if you want running back lottery tickets or are playing the running back dynasty market in your league, aka selling, the second a starting opportunity arises and not a minute later. I would pivot from him here if you want a running back with receiving upside or want to throw a dart at a different position. Next, I got Jack Endries, tight end Texas, 33 receptions, 346 yards, 3 touchdowns last season. Endries is a reliable as a short to intermediate separator, has strong hands, low drop rate tendency, advanced route understanding for a tight end, and has a big slot versatility. He is limited in his vertical mismatch ability, has an average athletic profile, has limited red zone dominance traits, and is likely to be a tight end 2 of his own team usage early on. His ceiling would be a high-end tight end 2 who becomes a primary safety valve tight end in a West Coast offense or a spread system. His floor would be a tight end rotational depth piece. I would target him here if you value target earning profiles or want a tight end dart throw. I would pivot from him here if you prefer athletic mismatch tight ends or are chasing weekly tight end 1 ceiling outcomes. Next, I have Deshaun Stribling, wide receiver Ole Miss, 55 receptions, 811 yards, 6 touchdowns. Stribling has clean route running, is versatile in alignment usage, has reliable hands, and has functional yak ability. He has a limited elite athletic traits, not being a big play generator, having a moderate target ceiling, and needs a structured offense to thrive. His ceiling would be a high-end wide receiver 2 with 800-plus yard season if his target share grows. His floor would be a wide receiver 4 rotational depth piece. I would target him here if you value route technicians or prefer stable weekly floor players. I would pivot from him here if you want a wide receiver 1 upside swing, chase explosive athletes, or are rebuilding with ceiling assets only. Next, I got Diego Pavia, quarterback Vanderbilt. He was 267 for 378, 70.6 completion percentage, 3,539 passing yards, 29 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. He also added 167 carries, 862 yards, and 10 touchdowns. He has legit rushing ability and is functional in the short area passing. He has NFL arm limitations, size disadvantage, doesn't process well versus elite defenses, and will have a draft capital problem. His ceiling would be a bridge QB or short-term starter with a QB2 fantasy weeks with his rushing. His floor would be never playing an NFL snap. He's a decent dart throw, especially with his rushing, as he can be a dynasty value and just sell if the opportunity ever arises, if he ever starts. Next, I got Sawyer Robinson, QB Baylor, 304 for 504, 60.3% completion percentage for 3,681 yards, 31 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. Robinson has a legit NFL arm strength, has ideal size, has vertical passing ability, has functional processing and structure, and decent mobility. He is inconsistent in decision making under pressure, has accuracy consistency issues, and is not a true dual threat quarterback, and will be on a developmental timeline. His ceiling would be a bridge QB with QB2 upside, and his floor would be a career backup. He is a decent QB dart here to take and just sell high if the opportunity ever arises, the opportunity for him to start ever arises, and then you could just sell right there, walk away, take your value, just like Sawyer Roberts, or just like Diego Pavia. Last guy I'm going to mention is Barian Brown, wide receiver LSU, 53 receptions, 532 yards, 1 touchdown. Brown has elite track speed, big play efficiency, gadget versatility, and return ability. He has an extremely light frame, around 170 pounds, has a limited route tree, and would have a low to moderate target share ceiling. His ceiling would be a wide receiver 2 in an explosive offense, 800 plus yards with high yak ability, and multiple long touchdown spike weeks. His floor would be a return specialist or wide receiver 4 rotational gadget type of player. Brown is worth a dart throw here, with his proven usage and elite speed combo. Hope you guys liked my in-depth analysis on these, the rest of these guys, my current 407 to 412, and, the honorable mentions that barely missed the list, of dart throws in a SuperFlex Dynasty Rookie Draft format. NFL Draft, y'all, it's tomorrow, Thursday. Lock the hell in. Let's get it. Don't forget that daily dose of send that trade. Send it. That's it for today, though. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, rebuilds fade, dynasties reign.